Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing Ethereal Enigma. So yeah, let's hop right to it, shall we? Our conversation meanders into more trivial things, and before we know it, lunch is over. We put our stuff away and return our desks to their original position. After everyone has settled down, the teacher begins class. The rest of the day goes by faster than I anticipated, and our first day of school is over. I sling my bag over my shoulder and follow Mina and Koji out of the classroom.
Hey, do you guys want to hang out somewhere?
Sorry, I can't. I promised a friend we'd meet up after class. Don't have too much fun without me.
Don't worry, we will.
Ignoring his last comment, Mina walks away. Koji looks over to me and shrugs.
Well, looks like it's just you and me today. Want to practice soccer in the quad?
It's been a while since the two of us last played a scrimmage. We initially bonded over soccer as Koji has a natural talent for it. He was good enough to join the junior high team, but never did. I'd be down for that. Let's go. The two of us make our way down to the open field behind the school. It's empty except for the scattering of students milling about. There is a nice cool breeze and making it excellent weather to practice. Why the sudden interest in soccer? Koji picks up a soccer ball from a nearby rack.
Now that I've got my new job, I was thinking about joining the soccer club.
That's a great idea. It's too bad you couldn't join the team in junior high.
Yeah, I have the means now, but not the practice.
This new job This new job must afford him more time for club activities. His old job was really demanding and took up a lot of his schedule, and when he wasn't working, he was babysitting his siblings. Koji heads straight for a goal and positions himself in the middle, and tosses me the ball. I grin, catching it. Goalie was the position Koji always played. You ready?
Yeah, kick some at me!
I nod and snap a fast kick towards the net. The ball goes flying, but Koji blocks it with his chest. He flashed me a cocky grin as he throws the ball back.
No challenge, just like I remember.
This time I aim the kick higher. He catches it easily in both hands and laughs.
Are you even trying?
Determination flares through my veins. I feint a kick to one side of the net before sending it in the opposite direction. Koji doesn't fall from my feint. He blocks my shot with his head, sending the ball sailing.
Haha! Amateur trick. You can't fake me out that easily. And don't call me Kosei the Wall Nakahara for nothing.
Nobody calls you that.
Sure they do. Don't be hating because you never got a nickname.
I grit my teeth as I collect the ball. This next shot will definitely score. Koji squares up, ready for my kick. I line up my shot, aim for the far right corner of the goal. The ball soars in the air, reaching high towards the net. Like a flash of lightning, Koji darts to the right. Leaping up, his outstretched hand bats the ball away.
Oh!
He cheers and breaks into a victory dance.
And the crowd goes wild!
I'll say you're doing great. I got to admit, that was impressive. He's just as good as he was before, if not better. Alright, that was awesome. Koji pauses and flicks the bangs out of his eyes.
It was, wasn't it?
Koji kicks the ball back to me and we continue to practice. After a few hours, we make our way to the bleachers and sit down. Koji takes a long drink from his water bottle.
Hey, thanks for practicing with me today.
No problem. With someone claiming to be out of practice, you still delivered on the field. He grins. Keep that up and you'll be a part of the club in no time. Maybe you can even try out as a starter afterwards. You're good enough to make it.
Thanks, man.
He claps a hand on my shoulder.
I really appreciate it. Seriously, don't hesitate to come to me if you need any help this year. We bros need to stick together, right?
I nod, a genuine smile lifting my face. For a moment, we just grin at each other until we realize we're staring into each other's eyes. Own this beautiful romance. I return the show to class. There was nothing weird about this, just two bros being bros. At the moment, Koji clears his throat.
So maybe we can let go of each other now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We quickly pull apart. Cozy slightly blinks.
Wow, I didn't realize how late it is.
I look around at the waning light. We were so focused on practicing that we didn't notice the time fly by.
I've got to get home. I haven't even started my homework.
Yeah, me too. After we both packed, Koze waves and then walks off. I squint, watching the sun dip below the treetops. If I don't hurry, I'll lose the last rays of light. As I head off the field, I decide to take a different route home. Cutting through the shrine is supposed to be a shortcut to the neighborhoods. Given it's already so late in the day, I should try it. I make good time, and it's not long before I see the shrine. The groundskeeper rhythmically sweep the gate, bowing to me as I pass through. The place is surprisingly empty, with the exception of an elderly woman in front of the offering box. She turns around and a few notes of cash drop out of her pocket. I return the money. I'm an honest man. Scooping up the cash, I rush over to the old woman. Excuse me, I think you dropped this.
Oh, thank you, young man.
No problem. She gratefully accepts the money, returning it to her pocket.
Not everyone would have returned this to its rightful owner. Some may have kept it for themselves.
It's the right thing to do. I wouldn't do that. Returning it is the right thing to do. She offers me a winkled smile.
You're a good man.
Thank you, but I just did what anyone should. Since that's now taken care of, I should be heading back. I won't continue to disturb you. Have a good night.
Wait! Don't be so hasty.
She gives me a look. For some reason, a shiver runs down my spine.
The evening is young, and the ethereal energy dances among us. If you make an offering at the shrine tonight, your prayer may just be answered.
Okay, thanks. Ethereal energy. That's not a thing. Besides, everyone comes to the shrine to pray, hoping that their wishes come true.
The astral continuum aligns. Your timing tonight is no mere coincidence. There may yet be a prophetic purpose for your arrival.
Well, this conversation took a turn for the strange. I'm not sure about all that. I'm just taking a shortcut to get home.
Ah, but you don't normally take this path, do you?
I pause. How does she know? Must be a lucky guess. The pause is enough to grant another crinkled grin.
Exactly. Feel the energy and look into the ether. Let not this opportunity go to waste.
A rustling sound distracts me, and I look back towards the gate. A distorted owl follows. A distorted howl follows. What was that? Another shiver runs down my spine. Was that ethereal nonsense real? After a moment, a small dog runs out. I let out the breath I've been holding. Of course not. When I turn back to the other woman, she's gone. Where'd she go? Scanning around me, I remain alone. Even the groundskeeper have disappeared. That's not ominous at all. Maybe there's something mysterious going on tonight. Shaking my head, I scoff. What am I saying? There's nothing special about today. I just happened to run into an old lady who's probably gone senile, that's all. And yet, my gaze is drawn back to the offering box. Is it possible that my wish could come true? Wishes do come true. Tonight doesn't feel different from any other night. Maybe I should wish for something outlandish and see what happens. Let's do it. I walk towards the offering box and drop in a coin. I bow and clap my hands, keeping them pressed together, then I close my eyes. Time to wish for something completely ridiculous and outlandish. Let's see if the ethereal energy is ready for this. This all feels insane anyways. Anyway, I wish for a rich, beautiful princess to fall out of the sky. I heard my prayer in anticipation, peeking my eyes open. Nothing happens. Of course nothing happened. This is proof that the woman was just spouting nonsense. Maybe she was lonely and looking for someone to talk to. Either way, there's no reason for me to stay any longer. As I step away from the offering box, I can't help but look around again. A part of me hopes that she'll reappear and I can tell her that it didn't happen, just as I predicted. Still, I laugh. What a funny idea. A fast whooshing sound interrupts my thoughts. Strange, what could that be? I look up at the sky just in time for something to knock me flat on my back. Oof! My vision goes hazy as my head hits the ground. What just happened? I groan, trying to move my limbs. It feels like something's holding me down. Gingerly, I blink my eyes open. As the area refocuses into view, there's a girl with long, light blonde hair sitting on top of me. Her clothes are unlike anything I recognize, reminding me of a fantasy character. Thumbnail purposes. Her eyes are squeezed shut as she yelps. Oh my god! Blinking, she looks around her, carefully taking in the shrine.
Where am I?
Suddenly, she freezes. Her hands press down on my chest. She furrows her brows before her gaze meets my own. In a flash, her eyes narrow in anger. Okay.
What do you think you're doing?
I want some answers. Thanks, Sean. Close my eyes so she can't see me. Uh-oh, this won't be good. How am I supposed to explain this? Quick, think of something. I squeeze my eyes shut. There, now I'm safe. When I pick them open again, she's still glaring at me.
Well, explain yourself. Who are you? What do you want with me?
She glances down at herself again.
And why have you put me in such a compromising position?
You put yourself in that position.
I most certainly did not.
There's nothing keeping you on top of me, and you haven't even attempted to move. She blinks, quickly untangling herself from me. Carefully, she gets back to her feet. Stifling a groan, I slowly get up as well. My back and head throb from the fall. Why did you fall on me? She bowed.
The better question is, why did you summon me?
I don't even know who you are. She holds her head up high, hooking one hand on her hip.
You are in the presence of Princess Erilyn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, 3rd heiress of Veldon.
I haven't heard of this place. I can do a long name too. Oh no, you crazies go to the shrine. I haven't heard of this places. Velenor. I haven't heard of any of those places. She frowns, looking around again.
Is this not a part of Veldon?
I shake my head.
Then where am I?
You're in Japan.
Japan? I've been kidnapped by a Japanite commoner?
Japanese, but more importantly, this is not a kidnapping. Her eyes momentarily widen again before her scowl returns.
Then return me home at once.
I can't.
You must.
I don't know how you got here in the first place, and I definitely don't know how to get you back. She sighs.
Well, if you won't do it, then I'll have to do it myself. Now, where is my scepter?
Once again, she glances around herself. Her eyes widen in panic.
My scepter! Where is it?
Maybe you left it back at the palace, Your Highness? Her eyes flash again.
It never leaves my side.
Geez, I didn't realize the scepter was so important. I always thought of it as a symbol of power and not something used outside of ceremonies. After combining through the immediate vicinity, she ends up empty-handed.
Clearly my scepter is not here. Just use your cast to send me back.
What does that even mean? Besides, I wouldn't know back to
Are
where.
you not listening? I am Princess Erilyn Dawn, Duchess of Velenor, 3rd heiress of...
Repeating it doesn't help if I have no idea what you're
You
saying.
cannot dismiss Veldon simply because of your ignorance.
She keeps mentioning Veldon as if it's real. Could she really be from an entirely different place? How was she transported here? Was it really my wish? I can't wrap my head around all of the questions I have. I don't know what's going on, but all of this weird stuff happening right after I talked to that old woman. We need to go find her.
Stop making excuses. There's no one here.
Is this one of those prank shows? Someone's going to jump out and be like, "Aha! We got you for making such a wild wish asking for a princess."
So you did invoke black arts to transport me here. I knew it! A Japanite kidnapper after all.
I'm not a kidnapper, and I didn't do black magic. I didn't think my wish would actually come true. She crosses her arms.
It's clearly your fault I've been summoned here, which means it's your responsibility to get me back home.
Okay, I'll just do what I did before.
Finally.
Here we go. I wish you would return home. Well, I tried.
That's it? Do it properly like you did the first time.
I don't even know how it happened the first
Just
time.
try.
Fine. I close my eyes and think with all my might. Beads of sweat line my brow, but nothing happens. I open my eyes and frown. Erin crosses her arms, a concerned look on her face.
You didn't do this intentionally? You really don't know what happened?
I nod.
Well, then I suppose I can navigate.
She looks around her, but seems lost. Her confident expression wavers for a moment, and I catch a look of fear, uncertainty in her eyes. Everything must seem so unfamiliar to her. Help her go indeed. I do feel responsible. I do feel some responsibility for her well-being. The coincidence between my wish and her appearance is too close to be unrelated. Until we can find out more, I should help her out. I'll help you until we can find a way to get you back. You can stay with me and my family while we figure this out. She hesitates. Don't worry, my aunt, uncle, and cousin will understand. Finally, she
I
nods.
suppose that will do. There is no alternative option present.
The sky is already dark by the time we set off down the path towards home. So much for taking a shortcut. Since we'll be together for at least a day, you can call me
You
adventurer.
may address me as Princess Erin Dawn, Duchess of Eleanor, 3rd heiress of Veldon.
I forgot to put my first name as adventurer. I'm going to stick to Erin.
You dare not even address me by my title of princess?
Yeah, about that, there are a few things we need to go over. First thing is that you can't go around declaring yourself a
I
princess.
can't help my birthright.
Yeah, but people would think you're crazy.
Do Japanites not know what a princess is?
Japanese, and of course we do.
Then I fail to see the problem.
Problem is we already have princesses from Japan.
So, I'm not claiming to be from Japan.
I sigh. On the second thought, I'll do all the talking. She shoots me a look, then resumes her arrogant expression.
Perhaps that's best. Clearly there is a communication barrier between royalty and commoners.
Why was I helping her again? Let's just get going before it gets too dark. We fall silent as I lead us home. Erin continually surveys our surroundings, her expression softening into curiosity. As we near the house, my steps start to slow. What am I going to tell my family? I need to come up with a story for why Erin needs to stay with us. I have to tell everyone she's a foreigner since there's no way she can pass Japanese. Maybe she's a new foreign exchange student. Although that wouldn't explain why she has to live in a home. Thinking hard, I have a vague memory of an international student from a few years ago who stayed in our neighbor's house. It was a program to help them become immersed in their culture, the homestay program. That'll do. Feeling more confident about the situation, I pause in front of the door and turn to Erin. Remember, don't say anything. Let me do the talking. I don't give her a chance to reply before opening the door and entering the house. Aunt Emiko, Uncle Hajime, and Mina are together in the living room. Upon my entry, Mina is the first one to greet me.
Finally! Weren't you just hanging out with Kosei? What took you so long?
Sorry, I just came back from the airport. Mina freezes when she notices Erin.
Is that a girl? Mother? Father? You see this, right? I'm not going crazy.
Aunt Emiko and Uncle Hajime look over curiously.
No, sweetie. We see her too.
Mina squints.
Okay, good. I thought I was going crazy because not only is there a pretty girl here, but those clothes are really unique.
This attire happens to be my...
Cosplay outfit. Erin stares blankly at me. I motion for her to just go along with it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mina takes another look, clearly impressed.
Did she make that outfit herself? The level of detail and craftsmanship is impressive. The material looks so high quality too.
Erin grins, smoothing out her
How
dress.
very kind of you to notice. It was woven from the finest silks by the palace seamstresses.
Palace?
Yeah, her cosplay character is a princess. She's very dedicated. Uncle Hunter clears his throat.
Ah, how lovely. Does your friend have a name?
Aelin opens her mouth but I interrupt before she can speak. This is Aelin. She glares at me, which I ignore. She's a part of the homestay program and just arrived. Winter furrows her brow.
That program our neighbors did? Isn't she supposed to be staying with them?
No, she'll be staying with us. Dad signed us up for the program before school started. Didn't he tell you?
No.
Aunt Emika looks towards Uncle Hunter, who shakes his
I
head.
didn't hear about this either.
I try to play it off as no big deal, even though I'm sure they can hear the hammering in my chest. He must have forgotten to tell you. You know how they are, always forgetting things. Remember that time Dad almost left without his luggage? Uncle Hunter chuckles.
That definitely sounds like your father. The amount of time he's lost his keys.
Aunt Emiko nods.
It's because they're on the road so often. Having to keep track of everything can be tough.
It seems like things are going well so far. So Aelin can stay, right?
Yes, of course.
She turns towards Aelin, offers her a warm smile.
Welcome to our home.
Erlen is such a unique name. Where are you from?
I am from Velden.
Velden?
Sweden is what I think she meant to say. Thick accent. Haha.
Oh, of course. I'm sure Erlen must be tired after such a long flight. Why don't we show her to the spare bedroom so she can rest?
Yes, we'll have plenty of time for questions later.
Great, I'll show her to the room. Aelin nods to my family before following me upstairs. We go down the hall and I lead her into the guest room. I gently shut the door while she inspects the room. This is where you'll be staying.
Where's the rest of it?
This is it. She looks around again.
Well, at least it's clean.
That's probably the closest to a compliment she can give. She steps over to the bed and the light delicately hops on. A thoughtful expression crosses her face as she tries out a few experimental bounces. I'll let you get some rest and we can revisit what to do in the morning. But before I go, I want to make sure you understand that while you're stuck here with me, you're Aelin, the international student from Sweden. Got it? She frowns.
You want me to pretend to be a commoner?
We need to keep a low profile. You saw how curious my family was, right? Imagine that happening every time you meet someone. It'll be easier for us to search for answers if you aren't attracting everyone's attention. She waves me off.
Fine. If it will expedite the process, then I will do it.
I nod. That should help make things easier. Aelin glances expectantly at me.
That will be all then.
Right. I leave her room and return to mine, stifling a yawn. It's been a very long evening and all I want to do right now is sleep. I rehearse how to explain Aelin's presence and get my things in order for school tomorrow. Afterwards, I get ready for bed. With a grateful sigh, I fall into my bed, wrapping the blankets around me and doze off into a blissful sleep. A sharp knock on my door jerks me out of sleep. What? There's a pause before another flurry of knocks erupt. What time is it? Who's being so loud this early in the morning? I flip off my blinkers to head for the door. It must be Mina. She's always waking me up. Although she doesn't normally knock and will just barge right in. At least she's trying to learn how to be civilized. When I pull the door open, Aelin stands face to face with me. Her head is held high as she looks at me, her arms crossed.
Finally.
What are you doing here? Don't you know what time it is?
Yes, it's 8 a.m., which is preposterously late.
I crane my neck and confirm with my clock. Oh crap, I got to get ready for school. I have to shut the door on her before she stops when she stops me.
I have something important to ask you.
What is it?
Where is my breakfast?
What am I asleep? Did you check downstairs? Normally Aunt Emiko and Uncle Hajime leave us something in the kitchen before they head to the bakery. Did they run out of time today? Did you check the kitchen? Aelin stares blankly.
Why would I do that?
That's where the breakfast is normally kept. She continues to stare, then laughs.
Who knew commoners were so funny? Breakfast is ready for you in your bedroom, of course.
This is going to take some time, some getting used to. I don't have time to explain right now. Hold on, let me get ready and we can go get breakfast. Erilyn grudgingly agrees and allows me to close the door for privacy. I get ready in a hurry before meeting her by the stairs. Together, we head downstairs and I lead her into the kitchen. Sitting on the table are a stack of Aunt Emiko's tamago sando. I think it's how you say it, I don't know. I turn to Erilyn, pointing at the sandwiches. Breakfast is served. She side eyes it suspiciously.
What is it?
They're egg salad sandwiches with ham and lettuce. I grab one and bite into it. The bread's soft and fluffy and pairs perfectly with the savory egg and salty ham. Try one, they're good. Erilyn doesn't move.
Maybe this is good enough for your kind of people, but it certainly isn't food fit for a princess. Don't you have a dish that's more refined?
I take a too big exaggerated bite out of the sandwich. Erilyn winkles her nose. Nope, my kind of people only have this sort of unrefined food.
I don't think this will sit well with me.
Her stomach rumbling begs differ. Erilyn freezes, then resumes her haunty expression.
But I suppose I can make an exception just this once.
She reaches for a sandwich and takes a dainty nibble. Her eyes grow wide and she takes another larger bite. How is it? Erilyn looks away from me and back down at the sandwich. For some reason, her cheeks are red.
I wouldn't normally choose it, but I don't really have a choice now, do I?
She takes another bite. This one even bigger than the last. You're a bad liar. Erilyn tries to hide how much she likes the sandwich, but it's obvious she's enjoying it. Sure, she's already finished half of it in just a few minutes, and yet you're almost done with it. Erilyn glances down at her hands and seems surprised by how much of the sandwich is left. Her brush deepens.
I was just hungry.
Uh-huh. Mina enters the kitchen just as we're finishing up. She's already dressed in her uniform and just as energetic as ever. As soon as she sees me, she skids to a stop.
Do my eyes deceive me? For once, is my cousin ready for school before I am?
I can be self-sufficient too when I want to be. Mina raises a brow.
I bet Erilyn woke you up this morning, didn't she?
How does she know? Mina glanced over at Erilyn and frowned.
Erilyn, you should change into your uniform. We'll have to go soon if we don't want to be late for school.
Whoops, I forgot that I told everyone Erilyn is an international student, which means she would theoretically be going to school with us. Erilyn's brows knit in confusion. She looks like she's about to retort, but I let her blurt out something contradictory. But I can't let her blurt out something contradictory. I think of something fast. Actually, there was an issue with her transfer paperwork. She'll be at school later today after all that's fixed. In the meantime, she'll stay here, right, Erilyn? I stare hard at her. She meets my gaze and then nods.
Okay, do you need any help?
She's fine. We need to get going before we're late. I usher Mina towards the door.
Okay, jeez. When did you start caring so much about school?
I still feel the same way, but I know that you hate being late. I'm doing this for you.
Wow, so sweet.
The sarcasm drips off of her voice. Regardless, I get Mina out the door. Just before I leave, I turn back to Erilyn. Don't leave the house. We'll figure something out when I'm back from school. She crosses her arms but nods. I catch up with Mina and we walk in silence for a bit. I don't know what to do about Erilyn. I got to find a way to get her back to her home, wherever that is. And how did she even end up here? It couldn't really have been my wish, could it? No, I made wishes at the shrine every year, and nothing like this has ever happened before. It has to do with that old woman. My first step is to find her and get her to explain all of this. I'm so caught up in my thoughts that I don't notice Mina settle up until she's right next to me.
So, what's the deal with you and this homestay program?
Huh?
You never seemed interested in it before. Why did you and your dad decide to sign up for this?
Trying to broaden my horizons. I thought it'd be cool to meet someone from another culture. It's interesting to learn what foreigners think of Japan and compare differences and similarities. Mina looks impressed.
I didn't know you were so worldly, cuz.
I didn't either.
Still, it's a little strange that your parents didn't tell my parents, you know?
You know how forgetful they can be. They're traveling so much that it's hard for them to keep straight what they did and didn't discuss.
I Yes, but this is kind of a big deal, don't you think?
There's no point dwelling on it now. You guys aren't upset, are you? Mina shakes her head.
Of course not. It's your home too. Honestly, I'm actually really excited to get to know Erilyn. It's gonna be really cool having another girl in the house. And you know how Mom and Dad are. They're probably happy to have another taste tester for Dad's experimental bread flavors.
Yeah, he comes up with some really strange combinations sometimes. Mina laughs.
I think the word you're looking for is creative.
Alright, we're at the 30-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to end the video here. And I'm going to continue this series, and thank you for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.